Today I'm going to be showing you some great holiday crafts, made with items that can be mostly found at the Dollar Tree. This first craft is a very easy and simplistic one, but it's a great way to add some inexpensive holiday decor to your home. You're going to want to start by taking 3 glass containers. I chose this milk jug style because I already had them on hand, but you're just going to want to find some small glass containers that look similar to this. Next, you're going to take some white acrylic paint. You can add a little bit of water to the paint if your acrylic paint is thick. If it's runny enough, then you shouldn't need to add any water for this next step. Mix the paint good just to make sure it's all smooth. Once your paint is a good pourable consistency, you're going to want to pour it into your glass container. You're going to want to slowly turn the glass container until the paint coats every area of the glass. Make sure not to miss any spots. Once you've made sure that the glass is completely coated with the paint, pour out any extra paint back into the cup. Wipe off any extra paint that may have gotten on the outside of the container. Then repeat this step on your other 2 glass containers. Once they're all coated in paint, set them upright so that they can dry. Once your glass containers have had time to completely dry, you can start to fill them. Be careful not to scratch them with anything that you do fill them with, because the paint is on the inside of the container, it can scratch, so just be extra careful when filling the containers. For this first example, I chose to use some silver glittery decorative stems that I found at the Dollar Tree. I feel like this is a great wintry look and has a very clean, simple, modern style. For this next example, I'm using some red frosted berries that I also found at the Dollar Tree. I also found this cinnamon broom. It was located in the craft and floral section of the Dollar Tree. So after I put all my frosted red berries into the containers, I pulled apart the cinnamon broom that I found. I was able to cut it apart and remove the individual little sticks. I was then able to stuff groupings of the little sticks into my containers. You can leave these containers just as they are, or I decided to go one step further and just tie a small, simple twine bow to the front of them. I love the look of these frosted red berries in the white containers, and with the cinnamon added to them, they smell so amazing. This next craft idea is going to show you how to take simple items from the Dollar Tree and make a fun, cute holiday wall hanging. For this craft, you're able to find all of these items at the Dollar Tree. I started with a pre-made ornament decoration. Took a 8x10 inch canvas, used some greens that I found on a decorative stem. I used some crystal glitter and artificial snow, as well as a little piece of twine. I also used plaster or spackle that can be found in the hardware section of the Dollar Tree. I'll be using the spackle to cover the canvas. I wanted to give the ornament a little bit more of a high-end look, so I decided to cut off the piece of red ribbon that came on it and instead replace it with a piece of twine. I chose to hot glue the twine to the ornament instead of tying a knot in it so that it would lay nice and flat. Next, decide the layout you want for your items. If they hang over the edge, just trim off the extra. Once you've decided the layout of your items, mark them with a pencil. The next step is to cover your canvas in the plaster or spackle. You can leave a blank space where your ornament will go and down where your greens will go. Cover the edges of the canvas as well. While the plaster is still wet, you're going to want to sprinkle the artificial snow all over it. Make sure to coat all of the plaster in the snow. We're going for a fluffy snow look for the background, so you want to make sure you cover all of the plaster. Then, after you've covered it with snow, sprinkle on some crystal glitter. This will help to give it a real shine. Pat it all down into place into the wet plaster. And don't forget to add some to the sides. Shake off any extra loose glitter and snow. Set your canvas aside to dry. Once the plaster has fully dried, you can hot glue on your items. The snow and the glitter in the background give it a great shine. This makes for a cute, simple holiday decoration. This next craft is a great way to jazz up a dollar candle holder for the holidays. I found this glass candle holder at the Dollar Tree. It's a cute candle holder on its own, but I wanted to jazz it up for the holidays. You can find any ribbon you'd like. I found this one at the Dollar Tree and just like this print. We'll also be using a little bit of jute for this. Measure and cut a section of ribbon that is a little bit longer than your candle holder. It's okay to overlap the edges a little bit so that you don't cut it too short. Then, hot glue your ribbon into place around your candle holder. These thick ribbons work great for this craft. I chose this classic Christmas plaid one, but there were many options available at the Dollar Tree. You can select one that best fits with your style and decor theme. Next, wrap some jute rope around the top of the candle holder and glue it in place. I took some greens that I found from the dollar store and cut them down to make a little swag for the front of the candle holder. I glued the two pieces together. I then added a little berries to the center of them. This is a super simple craft, but if you decorate a bunch of these little candle holders and set them out with some little tea lights or votive candles in them, they'll just make a really cute little grouping that you can add to any of your decor displays. And with the ribbon and the supplies, you can make these for just a little over $1 each. I trimmed it up a little to make it look a little more even on the sides. I then glued my little swag to the front of my candle. And there you have it. Super simple, yet a great little decoration item. This next craft is going to show you a great way to make a Christmas floral arrangement. I found this super cute little box at the Dollar Tree. It says Farm Fresh Christmas trees on it. One side has a nice metallic sheen to it, and the other side has flat paint. I weighed down my little box with some rocks. I stuffed some tissue paper inside to use to hold my flower arrangement. You could also cut a piece of floral foam and use that as well, but I decided to just use tissue paper. I found these great floral stems at the Dollar Tree as well. Most of these items that I found today were all from the Dollar Tree for these crafts. You can snip off the pieces of each stem so you can arrange them in the order that you want. So I cut off pine cones, some pine branches, some of the red berries. You can arrange these in any order you want in there until you come up with the perfect arrangement. And the tissue paper surprisingly works pretty well for this. And if you have any issues getting them in, just cut the stems a little shorter and it all works out just fine. I even used some pine cones that had some gold glitter on them to give it a little sparkle, especially because I'm putting in, you'll see some poinsettias, and the poinsettias have a gold center. Put some red berries in. This year I'm loving pine cones for my Christmas decor. I've been very drawn to the pine cones. But this box was just so cute that I wanted to use it in some way to decorate, so I decided that putting a little floral arrangement in it would be a great way to make a cute little display. The box was just too cute. These boxes also come in some different designs and patterns, but I just loved this little red truck with the Farm Fresh Christmas trees. Adding some poinsettias that have a nice little gold accent in the center. I'm really impressed with all of these pine cones and artificial flowers and decorative stems that I found at the Dollar Tree. They look really cute when you group them all together. I put in some little gold accent balls. I think altogether I used at least 4 or 5 different decorative stems. I did have stuff left over though, like I only used 2 of the poinsettias, so there was still some more left. I didn't use everything that was on each of the stems, but I did use like a variety of different stems to create this look. Again, in this craft, I used the cinnamon broom that I found at the Dollar Tree in the floral section. I was able to use the little sections to stuff in my flower arrangement to give it a wonderful cinnamon smell. A little bit of this, if you can find these little brooms or any other cinnamon, a little bit of this goes a long way. I only put a few pieces in, and it definitely, you could smell it in my home. Here's the final product. I love this craft. I think it came out very cute. I'm not really used to doing floral arrangements. This is one of my first ones, so I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. This next craft is going to turn a plain old mason jar into a beautiful frosted glass candle holder. This candle holder would be perfect for a battery-operated tea light or pillar candle, both of which can be found at the Dollar Tree. So we're going to give our mason jar a frosted look. To do that, we're going to paint some glue all around the inside of the mason jar. You want to make sure it is a nice, smooth, even application of glue, that there's not any clumps of glue anywhere. So smooth it out and make sure that the whole jar is covered in a nice, smooth, even coat of glue. Frosting the glass and frosting Christmas decor items has been very popular with me this season. If you've seen any of my other crafts I've done so far for Christmas, I've been frosting a lot of the items. I just really love the way it looks to have that frosty, snow-like look to them. Once you have the mason jar completely covered in glue, shake in some glitter. I use crystal glitter because it helps to make it really look snowy and sparkly. Make sure you shake the jar around and roll the glitter all around the mason jar. You want to make sure that the glue is covered in glitter everywhere in the jar. Now, because we covered the inside of this mason jar in glue and glitter, you're not going to put a real candle in this. Instead, you can put one of those battery-operated tea light candles or the pillar candles that they sell. They sell those even at the Dollar Tree. So once your jar is frosted, you're going to want to cut some greens, any greens of your choice, to make a little swag for the front of your jar. I chose these bright green ferns for the front of my jar. I tied a piece of twine around the front of my mason jar. I glued the bow in place so that it would stay exactly where I wanted it. Then just glue your greens together to make a little swag. I cut some red berries to glue to the center of it. I then glued the swag to the front of the mason jar. And here's the final product. It's a simple yet very beautiful and elegant little decor piece. The frosted glass looks so pretty with the little tea light candle flickering behind it. It gives it such a nice warm glow. I hope you've enjoyed this video today. If you haven't checked out my other holiday crafts, you can go ahead and check those out as well if you'd like. I have some more Christmas crafts coming out soon, so I hope you'll check back to see those as well. And if you've enjoyed today's video, I hope you'll leave a comment letting me know what you think, as well as subscribing to the channel. I hope you have a great day, and thanks for watching.